Our Smackdowns make you tired.
Sometimes.
Do you wish to have the energy and stamina of a mid-card to main event wrestler from the early to mid-2000s?
Well, yeah, sure.
Then the unofficial, not sponsor of the Wrestling Rundown, Stacker 2 Energy Supplement
Definitely not a sponsor.
is right for you. Ooh, it's on my fingers already.
Welcome to the Smackdown Rundown. That was
Brought to you by Not Stacker 2.
not a sponsor.
The favorite drink of Triple H 13 years ago.
Also John Cena. And
Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero.
those are the ones. We should probably talk about SmackDown now.
What matches happened?
We had Seth Rollins defeat Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
We had Nikki Bella defeat Paige. We had Sheamus and King Barrett defeat the Lucha Dragons. We had Ryback destroy Bo Dallas. Then we had The Shield defeat the New Day.
The drink, not the match.
Oh.
Stacker 2. Not that awful.
So we open up with Seth Rollins walking down the hallway, and he is surprised to see that Kane is there because he thought that the suspension carried through the week, but it was
It doesn't.
just for Monday Night Raw, and Kane made sure that he knew that, and Seth was like, "All right, well, you better enjoy it because this is going to be your last SmackDown."
So make it a good SmackDown, King, because it's gonna be the last as your director of operations.
Yeah, because after I beat you, after I beat Demon Kane, you're never going to work here again.
And then Kane's like, well, or it just might happen to be the last SmackDown that you will be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So I'm gonna have you open the show, and I'm not gonna tell you who your opponent is gonna be.
We already told you who his opponent is. But then
What?
Kane would move on to a very angry New Day. They were missing
Yeah.
someone. We were
The
in
trombone.
Well, there's someone else too.
Were they missing their moms?
It's like Xavier Woods.
Consequences Creed.
Sure. Sticking with the TNA theme this week.
God.
Yeah,
If
they're
this is the successful one, I want to know how bad Stacker 1 was.
they're upset that that Xavier got put through the table on Monday, and they don't understand how the Dudleys are able to get away with that. And Kane's like, well, I can't be having the New Day, the happy-go-lucky, the power of positivity being angry, so I'm going to put you guys in a match. And you're going to go against Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he wanted to take their minds off of the Dudley Boys for a second.
Yeah.
He also played them a tune on the world's smallest trombone.
He also made sure that they knew.
Which looked like he was punching somebody really close to him while smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, the fact that he did this as like his... I wasn't sure what it was at
He's
first.
smoking a cigarette. That he's also unzipping.
Oh, God. Yeah, he also made sure that they knew that they were men with fingers on their heads.
Yes, not unicorns.
Not unicorns. But we open up with Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro.
This match was cool.
Awesome match.
I like these guys because they're both extremely talented.
Yes, the Stardust section was in attendance as well. We had Stardust and the Ascension hanging out there in the front
I kind
row.
of really wish they would have hung on for the whole show.
I bet the fans sitting in that area probably wish they were there the whole time. Except for the fact that Connor and Victor were standing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, great match between Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Cesaro just running roughshod over him.
Yeah, they had that bit where the part I thought was entertaining the most, maybe, was Seth had Cesaro in the corner and he was beating him up. And then he went over to the other corner after mocking Cesaro's little pow-pow-pow pose. And Cesaro took exception to that, so Seth ran at him, and he just picked Seth up, spun around, set him on the top rope, and then drop kicked him to the floor.
Yeah. Which then was quickly followed up with a huge European uppercut over the barricade.
That was probably fueled by a stack or two.
Okay. Eventually they made their way back in, and Cesaro's looking like he's about to win. And he goes for his apron suplex, which Seth is actually able to reverse. And as he lands behind Cesaro, he shoves Cesaro's feet through the ropes, which makes Cesaro take a back bump off of the second rope. Seth takes advantage of this, hits the pedigree, and picks up the win.
Mm-hmm.
And there was at one point where he thought about walking away, and then he thought about the fact that I'm going to prove to Shawn Michaels that I'm the man and all this stuff. And so,
well, Kane threatened him about it during his speech, because he said that if you try or he wouldn't suggest feigning an injury and walking away like he did on Monday Night Raw, because you never knew who would be there to stop him.
Yeah, so smart move, Seth, and you picked up the win. Congratulations.
Stacker 4.
So, Jesus Christ. So then we move on to Miz has specifically requested an interview time with Renee. He has the Miz TV coming up with Summer Rae and Dolph Ziggler. And he says that Summer Rae has a blockbuster announcement and that Miz TV is going to be pretty awesome. Then we had Paige.
I think he was just flirting with Renee and calling her pretty.
She's dating Dean Ambrose, dude. Stay away.
She's pretty, though.
She is pretty.
Don't hate me, Dean.
Yeah, please. We had Paige wanting to explain to Charlotte and Becky her actions as of late, and address the rumor that she was the one that attacked Natalya last week on SmackDown. And so she brings Charlotte and Becky out to explain herself, which you said, what a way to make yourself sound more guilty than, please come out so I can explain myself.
Yeah.
Not helping yourself, Paige. But she pretty much says, that when they came up to the main roster, she was excited that they were there, and she meant it. And she doesn't get very much further because she's like trying to go a different direction than what she originally said she was trying to talk about. She's veering off into different directions.
Well, and she keeps getting interrupted. Because after everything she says, I'm like, Becky Lynch chimes in with something like, oh yeah, and what about this thing you said about Charlotte? And then like Paige is like, oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. And then she's like, oh yeah, what about the thing you said about me? And oh yeah, and then Charlotte just gets on the mic and says, I'm gonna talk now.
And yeah, so she tries to put Paige in her place.
Good
and
segue.
This brings the Bellas out, who start trash talking all three of them and saying how when Nikki was champion, she didn't let anything else distract her from defending the championship and blah blah blah. And Charlotte had the best comeback. She goes, you talk about all these things about what you did when you held the title, but newsflash, honey, I'm the champion. And Nikki's like, and so then she actually Charlotte says, let's not wait till Hell in a Cell, let's do this now. And Nikki's like, okay, let's do it. And then Paige jumps in front of Charlotte and says, no, you're not, you watch what you say to Charlotte. If you want to get to her, you got to go through me first. So Paige making it all about herself again.
I think she's just being friendly.
She's being jealous.
If you're going to step in front and protect your friend like that, there's no way you're the one that attacked Natalya.
Totally not.
I'm just saying.
Paige and Nikki had a hell of a match.
Stacker 2 is really good.
Paige and Nikki had a great match.
It was like a hell of a match.
Yeah. Which is what I said before you interrupted me with your fucking Stacker 2 shit. What?
Stacker 2?
Not a sponsor.
Nope.
Yeah, no, they had... This was probably pay-per-view worthy match.
Yeah, and it's that thing that makes me think they should have always kept Nikki in the role of one-on-one matches. Because it was like, yeah, I'm watching her do this one-on-one match, and she's doing pretty good. Why did you give her all these triple threat matches when she was champion? She made them suck.
Yeah, she was always the third wheel. It was just... I don't know. But yeah, Nikki does end up picking up the win. Paige goes for her super kick, which Nikki ends up catching, and she hits what Kevin Hawk is now dubbing the 5-arm.
Okay. In the comments below.
It just so happens that she's teaming with the 5-head.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't put that together.
No.
I like it even more now.
Now we need a 5-turn for Brie.
I'll come up with something.
Daniel Bryan's had like 5 concussions.
Yeah.
So.
Put in the comments below if you know who I'm referencing with the phrase the 5-arm. It was somebody's finishing move in WCW in 1990.
I might know who that is. I might not know.
Post in the comments.
I don't know. But yeah, so she ends up hitting the 5-arm and then picking Paige up and hitting the rack attack.
Yeah, the rack attack.
And Charlotte and Becky didn't really give a fuck. They just kind of walked away and let Paige reel in the ring for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Paige kind of has to redeem herself a little bit for them to give a crap.
Just a little bit. Then we move on to...
One of the commentators even mentioned that they were fairly certain the only reason why Charlotte and Becky stayed at ringside was to watch Paige get her beating.
Get what she deserved.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta witness an ass whooping. But then we move on to Miz TV.
15 times a week.
Yeah, we do. Miz starts out by bringing out Dolph Ziggler and asks, you know...
Calls Dolph Ziggler a heartthrob.
Yeah, well, compared to him. And, you know, says, you know, you've kind of been at the epicenter of this whole quadrangle love quadrangle. The fuck, Miz? I want to hit you.
Square. Trapezoid. Diamond. Parallelogram.
Thank you.
Kite.
Dolph says, you know what, Miz? Lana's a grown-up woman. She can do whatever she wants.
But he's like, she's a grown woman. Trust me.
Trust me. And that Summer Rae, she was just trying to play a game. So that's just the kind of person she is. That has Miz bring Summer Rae out. And Summer starts talking about the chemistry that her and Ziggler had.
And Miz really plays up Summer Rae being the big victim of the whole angle.
She was used by Rusev, and then she was just kind of tossed to the side by Dolph Ziggler. And
which is funny, because she's probably the least victimized out of the entire...
She's a hoe.
She got a nice pair of earrings out of this storyline.
Yeah. But you know what else she's got?
A new boyfriend.
And it just so happens to be the guy that's on my shirt 4 times.
The guy who's trying to eat his own head.
Nom, nom, nom. Tyler Breeze makes his debut on the main roster as Summer Rae's new boyfriend. And he's got quite a nasty little message to send to Dolph Ziggler. So he's
sent it in the form of rapping his knuckles on his head repeatedly.
A lot. Ziggler tried to put him in his place real quick, and Tyler was not having that.
No.
Tyler just whooped the shit out of Ziggler, ended up spiking his throat with a selfie stick on the corner, and then hitting a pretty sick beauty shot. And then him and Summer took a selfie with beat down Dolph Ziggler in the background. I bet that's on WWE.com right now.
It could be on the screen soon.
Yeah, if we can find that picture, it's up right now.
Since I've been doing this stuff too.
I'm okay. Granted, the predictions aren't out yet, but I may change my prediction for who accepts the open challenge from John Cena on Sunday, and I think it's going to be Tyler Breeze. No?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I'm sticking with Timothy Thatcher.
Sure, because that's way more likely to happen. No,
Cena wins.
Definitely. We move on to a tag team match. We have some cohesion with this new trio we have of Sheamus, Barrett, and Rusev.
I'm going to call them the European faction.
Foreign exchange, maybe?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we had a little...
Foreign exchange team.
We had a little screen-on-screen promo where, Barrett talked, real straightforward, and then Rusev decided to yell. And
yeah, it's like Sheamus was like, I'm going to speak English, and then Barrett's like, I'm going to speak English, and Rusev's like, I'm going to say stuff, and nobody's going to know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And he hit both of them at the same time, but they were both kind of into it, which is weird.
Well, King was saying that they were a threesome now.
He did say that. So we have Sheamus and Barrett taking on the Lucha Dragons, which was a fantastic...
So this whole match was just a big international affair.
Yeah, it was. And it was...
It'd be hilarious if in the middle of the match the crowd would start going, USA! USA! Knowing the fact that they were in Texas, it could have happened.
Probably.
They would have been rooting for Sheamus and Barrett.
Great match. Cool. Just the fact that you had the smaller Lucha team against the Brawler team, it made for a cool dynamic in the match. Kalisto was fucking, on fire. They couldn't touch him for a while.
Yeah, because he was on fire, and if you touch him, you get burned.
Thanks. Sin Cara actually tried to dive out onto Barrett, and Rusev wasn't going to let that happen.
Yeah.
He just shoves Barrett out of the way, and then...
Sin Cara is forced to eat shit.
Yeah, just all
into the guardrail.
Just a horrible landing. But then, so Kalisto's legal man. He's jumping around. He was able to take out Rusev with a somersault plancha.
Over the referee.
Yeah. He was able to dodge Barrett, and...
He, spiked Sheamus' mohawk into the floor.
Yeah. He was able to kick Sheamus in the face and was about to go for a springboard, but he was distracted slightly by Barrett, I guess, and he ends up getting caught with a bro kick, and Sheamus picks up the win. So he was on a little bit of a roll, but it didn't last very long. And the foreign exchange, the European faction, whatever you want to call them, ends up picking up the win.
3 big muscular guys who like to hit each other.
Thanks for that. Then we had Bo Dallas come out and possibly give me a point for Hell in a Cell, because, spoiler alert, I voted for Bo Dallas to accept the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yeah, and he came out and actually said he accepted on behalf of all of his Bo-Americans.
Bo say can't. Whoa.
He did. He started singing the...
I know.
Bo-United States national anthem.
Oh, thank God he was interrupted by Ryback, who fucking destroyed him very quickly.
I don't think I've ever said thank God for Ryback ever. Unless Sheamus
you actually did say that once when he was in a match against Sheamus.
Alright, fair enough.
Or maybe it was Titus O'Neil.
Either or.
Ryback makes very quick work of Bo Dallas.
Definitely would have said it if it was Alex Riley.
Yes. We go to the back, and Renee is talking to Kevin Owens, saying, after that display, Jesus, don't die. Don't die in this video.
That's not good too.
Not a sponsor.
Oh God.
Asking Kevin Owens if he's going to change his strategy going into the Intercontinental title match on Sunday, and he goes, well, no, because I'm the champion, and Ryback wants to be respectful to all those former champions, but I don't care, because to me, this championship never existed until I owned it.
Yeah.
So
Kevin Owens knows 2 things specifically.
Okay.
1, to be successful, you have to be selfish.
Okay.
2, if you're drinking Stacker 2, don't also try and breathe at the same time.
Owens says that he's going to walk in Hell in a Cell as Intercontinental Champion, and he will walk out as Intercontinental Champion.
Just don't breathe while drinking in general.
Then we had our main event. It was the Shield taking on the New Day. The New Day weren't as fun without Xavier Woods.
No, and
they were
a little more morose because their fallen comrade
Yeah.
wasn't out there to help them and be the bearer of all the positivity. They
Yeah.
had their little WX's patches.
XW. It's not.
W,
It's not. It's not
X.
Xavier Woods.
Well, I was just reading it backwards. All right. Stagger 2 makes you see backwards. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that there's only the two of them, and on top of that, you had the two of them upset that Xavier Woods wasn't there. They lacked a little.
Yeah,
It was like the new afternoon nap.
Yeah, they got fed up, about halfway through the match. They decided they were done. They didn't care. They went and they grabbed the tag team titles. They took off. They got all the way to the back, and then they backed up and headed back to the ring because they were being followed by the Dudley Boys.
If I had a nickel for every time that's happened to me.
How often have you been followed by the Dudley? And why didn't you invite me?
Negative 12 times.
Oh, that's why you didn't invite me. I'm glad you didn't invite me and go, hey, I'm being followed by the Dudley Boys, and I show up and you're not.
No, that just means I've been following them around.
Stalker. Yeah, once the...
Stalker too!
Once the New Day oh my god. Once they get back down to ringside, oh my god, I just lost all track of what's going on.
They got back because they were being chased by the Dudleys.
Yes, yeah, they ended up getting into pretty much a brawl with the Shield. We get Big E ends up getting the demolition device? Or the doomsday device?
Something.
Or when have the Shield ever done that? This one time to Big E.
Yeah.
They did it because the Dudleys were ringside.
Yeah,
That was their shout. I go, hey, when you guys win the tag titles, we're coming after them. Yeah, they hit Big E with the Doomsday device, and then Kofi springboards himself into a Superman punch, and then gets fucking speared harder than I've seen Roman Reigns spear anybody. And Roman Reigns picks up the win over Kofi Kingston. Not the best outing for the New Day.
No.
Not the best day for the New Day.
Not the best week for the New Day.
No, it's been a bad week for the New Day.
They're hoping that next week will be a new week.
Yeah. Well, they have to retain the tag titles on Sunday.
Hopefully next week the New Day won't look weak.
Yeah. But we finish off the night with Bray Wyatt coming up on the Tron saying
spooky messages.
Saying no matter how hard you try, you can't run away, Roman. And on Sunday, I'll see you in hell. And then he laughed maniacally.
In a cell. Both the pay-per-view and the match.
Yeah. But that's it for the Smackdown Rundown. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe.
Click all the links in the
Facebook, Twitter,
description.
Tumblr, Instagram, Reddit, and 2 emails.
Wow. There's 9 whole links to click.
Goddamn right there are.
9 links.
And 1 red.
Click them all.
Yeah.
Please. Also, write in the comments. Because, this whole thing about the fact that we like talking about wrestling, we also like other people who talk about wrestling.
We want to talk with you.
We want to talk with you, unless you're stupid.
Yeah.
So, if you think some of the stupid shit is cool, like if this whole Dolph Ziggler, Rusev, Summer Rae, Lana storyline was your favorite in the last 5 years, or you hate Stacker too, just don't be around this. We don't need that kind of negative energy.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad they swerved it and it's going a different direction now. Rusev's not a part of it.
Yeah, I'm glad Dolph Ziggler's fighting his mini-me now.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Should be some good matches. Hey, while you're checking out all the stuff that's not in the video, also check to my left. There's a playlist.
Other videos.
Ooh, he's disco dancing. Yeah, the Raw review, midweek wrap up, SmackDown rundown. Later, there's gonna be an indie news and predictions for Hell in a Cell right there in that spot. Right there. And there.
Thanks for watching, and just to clarify, Stacker 2 was not a sponsor for this video. And in memory of Xavier Woods, keep it tight.
Stacker 2 says keep it tight.
We'll see you guys later.
Keep it tight for Stacker 2.
Stacker 2 could be your daddy.
And your uncle too.